Imagine you want to group participants into two organizations. Let's say you want to compare organization. You are doing maybe a case study. You have two organizations and you have interview participants. There are about five participants, and you want to group them based on the organization they are affiliated with. There are two strategies, and you can choose one of them, right? One strategy is to first create a case for each of the participants. So in order to create a case, you select the first one, press on Shift, you select the last one, and right click, and then you go to create as cases, and then you'll be able to create cases. I already created cases, so I don't want to click on OK. So after creating cases, when you go to cases here, you'll be able to see the cases that you have created. Then what you have to do is you right click here and you click on new case. And then you can say organization one, right? The first organization, and click on aggregate coding from children. And then you can right click again and then type organization two, right? Because you have two organizations, right? Then you can drag and drop the cases into their respective organization, right? Now, you'll be able to do analysis. Now that you've finished, you can do some analysis. You can go to explore, you go to metrics coding, and then you can compare these two organizations, right? So you click on the plus sign, select the first one, you go to cases, and check the two organizations. You bring them to the left side, you go to the right side, select. And then you'll be able to go to codes, and then you select the themes that you are interested in and click on OK and run query. So this is what you're going to get. Let me pull this one here. So you can see there are numbers under each of the themes connected to the organization, right? So 0 means that there's no connection, right? No information was extracted from this organization to be connected to a specific theme. So you can see here, 1 means that there's one significant information that was extracted from one of the files under organization 1 that is connected to the theme, right? 0 means that there's nothing. If you want to see the information that was extracted, you double click and then you see the information there. So you see all the 7 information here. And then if you want to know the source, the file, you see the P1, P2, you can click on the file and it will take you to the exact location where information was extracted. So let's go back to the table. In terms of the grouping, the second strategy, if you don't want to do it this way, the second strategy is to go to case classification, right? Where you have demographic, especially when you already have demographics information there. So when I double click here, I can see that I have demographic, but I wanted to add a variable called organization, and I'll be able to group participant into the two organizations that I'm interested in, right? So how do you do that? You can right click on the folder that has the demographics and click on new attribute. And the name of the attribute could be organization, right? And then you leave this place alone as a text because you're going to indicate the categories. So I leave here text and go to this place. I click on add and then I type org1. I click on add and I type org2, right? I click on add. When you finish, you click on OK. The attribute value cannot be empty. Oh, the attribute value here cannot be, so you shouldn't bring this one here. Let me delete this so that it will not tell you the attribute value is not, because when you click on add, you always have to bring that information there. So you click on add, you have to bring another group. So if you don't need any other group, you have to remove the empty space. And you click on OK. So when you click on OK, the organization variable with the options are here. So you just click on this part and then indicate the which organization. So I want this one to belong to the first organization, this one belongs to the two organization, this one belongs to the first, this one belongs to the two. And so I'm just randomly assigning them, right? Just for giving an example, right? So you see how I've grouped them, participant information, and also I've created a variable called organization and then a value ORG1, ORG2, and I was able to group them, right? Now, if you want to explore further, you go to explore, go to matrix coding. You can easily compare these two groups, right? How do you do that? You click on plus sign, go to select attribute value. You go click on select. You go to case. You always have to click on a case classification. Click on the plus sign, click on organization, you click on OK. Now we've brought the organization one. Here we have to bring the organization two. We do the same thing, select the second option, go to select, click on case classification, and then we click on the organization. This time you change it from one to two so that you have two groups there. Go to the plus sign, you select the first option. Now we go to code, we select themes, and we click on OK and then run a query. So it will give you the table similar to the one that we did. The numbers are different because, I randomly assign them to the two organizations, right? But in the normal sense, you have to, assign them to the right organization. So you see, this shows you the number of significant information that are connected to the organization and also the themes, right? So if the number is high, this means that a lot of significant information were extracted from the group and also connected to a specific code or theme. So if you want to see the significant information, you just double click on the number and then it will take you to the source, right? So this is how you can group. So there are two ways, right? One way is to group them under cases, right? Or if you have demographic information, you can just add attributes, which is organization, and you'll be able to create two groups and assign them to the groups. So this is what I have for you. If you have any question, please let me know. I'll be happy to address them for you. Thank you for your time.